All right, everybody, welcome out to the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, October the 1st, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Yum, 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 yum. Hello. It's Croqueta Day.
It is National Croqueta
World. No, it's just Croqueta Day.
It's just Croqueta Day?
Yeah, I followed it right up with it. No, sorry, just Croqueta.
Oh, that's what you meant. I didn't understand what you meant by that. All right.
No.
Well, I'm going to change it here on the fly. There we go. Happy Croqueta Day. Is that the correct way of spelling it? Because that's how you spelled it.
That's how I spelled it. So Croqueta, people know what a croquette is, right? Mm-hmm. And this is basically a croquette. See, it's like this. It's just a Spanish name.
It's potatoes, cheese, onions, whatever.
No. So this is a Cuban croquette. It's croqueta al jambon. Jamon. Not jambon.
Jamon, like they saw jamon.
Is it just jambon? Jambon. What's ham? Is it jamon? No, jamon.
Ham bone.
Ham bones. I need a cat whisker.
Ham and a ham bone. How do?
But what this is, it's ground pork.
Ground pork, not air, not from the pork from the air.
It's a ground
pork from the ground.
Yes, because
none of those flying pigs.
None of those flying pigs
are allowed in that.
Yeah, they're usually in private jets. At any rate,
right.
It's ground pork, eggs, flour, and then it's formed into these beautiful things. Kind of comes out looking like this too, and then they fry these, and they're yummy. They're actually very, very yummy. This is from around the corner from us, a place called Cortaditas. Very, very popular place. But if I had some time, actually, I'm not even sure they're open. El Gran Via Bakery in Union City makes my favorite croqueta. Very, very good. But this was on the way home, so picked up cookies. Are really good too. But they are a little on the salty side, so I'm getting thirsty. So I'm going to open a beer.
Yes, so am I.
Wait a second.
Hold on 1 second. Why? Wait. Are we bringing a guest on first?
No guest.
Oh, no guest. So
did you not read your own thing?
Yes, I know. Well, for those people that don't read and they just tune into the show, then they know it's just.
Oh yeah, there's
plus those.
But you can see it. You wrote it. You know. I see. You're.
I was being coy.
You're playing dumb. I forgot.
Playing dumb, being coy, it kind of means the same thing. I was just nicer about it. So there you go.
I've never, ever claimed to be a nice person.
You never have.
No.
I've known you for many, many years, and you've never once ever claimed to be a nice person.
I'm a nice guy. I will never say that.
Exactly.
I know quite often I'm not. I'm also a very forgetful guy because I'm looking down here in my cooler where I keep my beer.
And it's not in there.
There's nothing in there except for the cooler packs from the freezer.
Exactly. So you put the cooler packs in, left the beer in the fridge.
Yeah, the beer's still in the fridge.
Gotcha.
Let's see. At least they're all in the same place. So I only have to do this, put that in there. Which one did I say I was going to drink first? Oh, this one.
You were going to drink the Pittsburgh beer.
Yes, this one. The Low Lev Tribute.
Mm-hmm. What's it a tribute to?
Damn good question.
So let me guess. Let me guess. They made a beer, but they couldn't remember the recipe. So this beer is just a tribute to that beer.
Possibly.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. This could have been brewed while I was in Pittsburgh, and it may have been a tribute to the Pittsburgh Pirates for absolutely destroying the Mets, 12-2, I believe, that day.
Let's not talk about that tonight.
They had so many home runs against our pitching that they ran out of fireworks, John.
I know. I am aware, but like I said, let's not talk about that tonight. Because right now our boys are playing in the first playoff game of the season.
Yes, they will be in Milwaukee.
They already are.
Playing the Brewers, and it's very, very rare that I ever root against a Brewer.
This is true.
I'm usually a big fan of Brewers.
Yes.
But
I agree.
Not for this wild card game.
Mm-hmm. Not so much.
So I'm pouring it into.
So there you go. So you're having tribute. There you go. Do you see what I did there with tribute? Tenacious D thing. They couldn't remember the song they played. It's just a tribute. No, never watched it. Never saw it.
No, No.
All right, never mind. You need to watch that.
What movie?
Almost 20 years old now.
What movie?
That would be Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny.
Oh, Tenacious D.
It was actually a song that was written about the last song they played in the movie, kind of.
Right.
And it wasn't part of the movie. It came out after the movie, but just watch the movie. It's as stupid as you think it is, but it's hilarious, and you got to watch it.
You can't tell me what to do.
I won't.
Okay.
I just keep turning around to see what the score is.
Oh, is it playing right now?
Yeah, the bottom of the fifth already.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
So
now wait. Let me.
Okay, I'm not even going to mention the score because
I don't want to either. I don't want to either.
We're going to keep it this way. So the one thing is, people that are listening, welcome to the show. We're here once again on a Tuesday to give you something alternate to watch than listening to a bunch. You can listen to us two liars talk about stuff that you like to listen to about, rather than the two liars that will be on the TV later tonight, right? About stuff that may or may not impact your life.
This is true.
So that is the vice presidential debate is on tonight, and we're here for alternate entertaining.
And if you really need to, once we're done, rewind and play it again. Yeah. Rewind. What am I? 90? Yeah. Rewind. Just hit play and it'll start again.
Hey, be kind. Rewind.
This is true. All right, so I'll put that back up again. You're drinking a Tribute. It's a West Coast Pilsner, 6.6% West Coast Pilsner.
Yeah, what are you drinking first?
I am drinking from Fontaflora Brewing in North Carolina. More on that in a little while. A 6.2% West Coast.
So it's a Fontaflora. It came from Tavour.
Yes, it came from Tavour. I did not drive to North Carolina to pick this up.
Morganton. Where is Morganton?
It's in North Carolina.
Do you know where in North Carolina?
I do not actually.
Let me see. 'Cause I'm really curious to see if they're anywhere near the flood zone.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that tonight, which is why I said more on North Carolina in a while. Morganton.
They're due east of Morganville on Route 40, so they may be okay.
They're back up in the mountains.
Yeah,
they're
probably fine.
They're a ways away. Yeah. So, I mean, they might have had their own, issues.
Yeah.
So we really don't know.
We don't know, but
we'll have to check that out. But one way or the other, Prost. It's still Oktoberfest time.
It is.
Ooh, that's a very bright.
I should have saved this to second, because this is very hoppy.
Oh, that's nice. It's super, super floral.
Okay.
In the nose from the hops, but it's not overly bitter in the flavor. It's nice. It's nice. It's a really nice West Coast Pilsner. This is, yes. Here you go. Those of you out there that actually do order from Tavour, next time Steamer Lane from Fontaflora gets put on Tavour, it's a Jersey Johnny recommendation.
Well, we're gonna have to reach out to Tavour and go, hey, we talk about you guys all the time.
Already done.
Okay, cool. And then what we need to do is we need to have them, put up a lager room guy recommendation. These are the Jersey Johnny recommendations. These are the Samurai recommendations.
There you go.
And
which will probably be the same, but that's besides the point. Unless you get covered.
Yeah, that we
90% of them will be the same.
We vary occasionally. Every now and then you'll drink a beer and go, "Oh, that was so great." I'll be like, "The hell are you drinking?
Really?
We drinking the same beer?"
Exactly. This is very true, and
but usually,
not just limited to Tavour either.
No, not even. So it's not even that they may have taken different journeys, even though they come out of the same warehouse once they hit here.
This is true.
So, at any rate, it's also International Coffee Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not drinking any coffee beers in the show because I want to sleep tonight. Because another thing that happened in the news today was the dock workers walked off on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast. And I'm in logistics, and this is not anything political, but they're making my life hell.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Oh, Jesus. The only thing is, the good thing is I had a lot of insight that this was going to happen, and I warned all my powers that being like, we have to do something now to get around this and do something alternate. And so when it happened today, everyone was like, well, you called it. Good thing we listened to you. You don't get that too often, so you got to take those wins when you can get them.
You take the win when you can. You take
Yep.
the win when you can. Absolutely.
I hate that it was this that I was right about bad news. It's much better to be right about good news, right?
No, I always like to be I always like to be happy about good news. No, yeah. Forecasting good news.
But I want my job description changed. That my job number one is delivering bad news.
There you go.
That's what you do in logistics.
Prognosticator deluxe.
That's not going to get there in time. Sorry.
Well, if only many people in logistics would actually say that.
I do. I'm honest about it. And then there was one of my favorites. Okay, so yeah, your shipment that was going to Tucson, the truck burnt down on the way there. That was a fun one, and it's only fun because the driver was fine. That's the first question I ask. Because my grandfather's a truck driver, so that's my first instinct.
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
The driver unhitched the cab and pulled the cab away from the burning trailer.
That's always a smart thing to do.
But yeah, that was one where the people that I delivered the message to, they're like, "What? Like, it happens. Every time you hear about a truck fire, just think that's somebody's load who just went up in flames." So, and that happened to us once. So yeah, always delivering bad news.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun today. So we'll see.
It is also, you had mentioned to me earlier, it is also World Sake Day.
Well, the thing is, I forgot to tell you. Let's save that to the end because I may partake.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn this off and pretend that I didn't say that.
Yes, you can. You can edit that, right? We'll edit that out in the audio.
We'll fix it in the mix.
We'll fix it in the mix. That little portion is now on the cutting room floor.
Exactly.
It was funny because that's now a phrase rather than an actuality. There's no such thing as a cutting room floor anymore.
No,
that's not
true because some
just still doing it on film.
There's a music venue in Midtown called the Cutting Room, and they do have a floor there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And if you drink too much and fall down,
you're on the cutting room floor.
Yes.
Exactly.
I
did see and get to talk to for a while Mark Rivera at the Cutting Room a little while back.
Mark Rivera.
Saxophone player for Billy Joel.
That guy. That guy who we've heard about. We had someone on the show who spoke about him once because he also plays saxophone.
That is correct.
So
correct, yes. And he's got to come back on the show too. We got to get over there. We got to get over to Chris.
It's been a while since I've been there.
It's been a while. We got to go.
I love Fifth Hammer. Really love Fifth Hammer. This is weird because this is this beer.
Yep.
It's fruity. It's piney. It's almost pillowy as well. I mean, look at you can see the head, this pillowy head, but it's also pillowy in flavor, in mouthfeel. But there's also a lot of breadiness to it as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about that. When you get a really high hop Pilsner, you really want it to be all about the hops. You want an IPL, right?
Right.
But the Pilsner's fighting back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had one of those before? Because you were in Pittsburgh. That wasn't long ago, but I mean, it was long enough that you could have had some of the beer you brought back already.
I know that I had some low lev on the show, right?
Yes. What the hell was that?
That's someone blowing their nose. Oh, I did have it. Did I have it on the show? Let's see. Well, considering there's a picture of the beer with Adam Jacosa from Oddbird and you and me.
Right.
I think I had it on the show.
You did.
That's my check-in, yeah, with Adam. So
for this beer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, this particular beer. So not the first time on the show. This is not my first rodeo.
It's not your first rodeo, and I do believe one of your other beers that you're having on the show tonight, you had on the show already as well.
Did I?
Yeah.
My third one?
Might be.
Did I have that on the show already?
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's fine.
I'm tired of keeping track. I gotta keep track of like 450 shipments every day.
I literally have. By the way, I am investing in a fridge for up here too. So,
I'll say one thing: the high sense one that I have
Yep.
It's not very consistent. If you put a beer in the very back of the fridge, it's going to freeze.
That's what I'm afraid of, and that's why I want to get. I'm actually going to wait and get a good, like, not that the Hisense isn't a good one, but I'm going to get
No.
like a Frigidaire or a
Yeah.
Westinghouse or whatever, Maytag, whatever.
It's just don't push the beers back to the wall.
Right. Right.
There is like so when the shelf goes in, there's that flange that holds it.
Mm-hmm.
Push it to the flange. Don't push it any further. If it's up against the wall or up on that flange, the beer's going to freeze.
My gosh.
And if you turn it down enough so the beers don't freeze, all the beers in the front will be warm.
Gotcha.
So it's yeah, I may have to look into a. This would be great if it was just all bottles.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe if I ever get a man cave beer cave, get another fridge that's a little more temperature controlled from front to back, rather than all of the cold air coming from the back.
I hear you. Yeah, I might actually, for the next 3 shows, I have my beer already set. Because I know your favorite show of the year, beer wise, is next week.
Those are what I'm drinking's right here.
Mm-hmm.
I will have a barf bag right here.
Oh, stop it! One
What?
day, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours a year.
To drink those
Drink
beers.
Those. More on that in a little bit. But anyway, all right. Let's digress, as Tom would say, down into what we want to talk about. The main thing we want to talk about. There's a couple other things we'll touch on, but I do want to talk about Asheville and Hurricane. Yeah. What was it? Helene, right? Hurricane
Helene. Yeah. Helene. I don't know how it's
pronounced.
Helen Wheels.
Helen Wheels. Yeah. Yeah. Just horrible. Let's look at some breweries that are. I'll read some headlines. We got Highland Brewing, which is located in East Asheville and downtown, is closed indefinitely.
Yeah.
Helene has caused devastation around Western North Carolina. They're working to communicate with their team to ensure safety and whereabouts. It's not that they were damaged because they were in East Asheville. And if memory serves, because I've been to the one in East Asheville, they're up a little bit. And
they were up a little bit, but the thing is, there's creeks that run through their property.
Of course. No, of course. Yeah, there's no reported damage. That doesn't mean that there isn't any. Right. There's none in this article. Right. Let's put it that way.
This article doesn't really get too much into the damage.
Right. But the one downtown too, so it's above the South Slope and it's downtown again, up higher.
But we do know that the River Arts District was completely destroyed.
Yes. Now that's
a different thing.
That's a different thing. So Sierra Nevada in Asheville is actually in Mills River. It's temporarily closed.
Now the thing is, Sierra Nevada did put something on Instagram. Says, we are heartbroken by the damage to our Western North Carolina community from Hurricane Helene. We are currently focused on ensuring the safety of our employees and assisting them during this difficult time. Our Mills River Brewery did not experience major flooding, but it did sustain some damage that we are still assessing. As such, our brewery remains closed. We look forward to reopening. So it doesn't sound like it's that Hop Disneyland was severely damaged.
Right.
It did take some damage, but they're concentrating more on making sure that they're working with the community and making sure their employees are safe.
Yep, of course. Now the next one we get to is in the Arts District, and that's New Belgium.
And if you go to the top of the page, John, that picture that they show, that's from the New Belgium Brewery tap room. That's from the second floor.
That's just devastation.
Yeah,
it's just it's insane. It's ridiculous. But anyway, New Belgium is, if you don't know, the French Broad River is the river in question here, and the French Broad River runs right in front of New Belgium. New Belgium sits on the French Broad River, and there's a path. There's a path on both sides. I've walked that path, and it's beautiful, and it's unfortunate. It's so horribly unfortunate that.
And Wedge Brewing is down there.
Wedge Brewing is down there.
They're just a couple roads off the river itself.
Whatchamacallit? I'm going to skip ahead. after, because Ginger's Revenge, that is I haven't been there.
I thought it was a bar. I didn't know it was a brewery. So
Maybe that's why I didn't go there. Yeah. Their tap room, unless it was just a bar, a tap room for,
now
their
if you've
contracted space,
now for
whatever.
those of you who have been to Asheville, to give you an idea where the River Arts District is, if you are up on South Slope and you are looking straight onto the Funkatorium, behind that, maybe about half a mile, quarter mile, you're in the River Arts District.
About a half a mile, let's say.
Yeah, it's about half a mile behind.
And then it continues down about a mile down along the French Broad River.
Yeah.
But right at the top of that, right as you're getting up from the river into the area where the Biltmore is, and that area down, was it Hendersonville Road?
Remember, I didn't spend too much time. I didn't spend any time there.
But anyway, the Highwire Brewing. Now, Highwire Brewing has two locations. They have one on the South Slope,
right?
But their main location is right adjacent to the French.
Oh, I know where Ginger's Revenge is.
Okay, where's that?
Ginger's Revenge is just by Zillicoa. I wonder what is going with Zillicoa.
So they're up
right on the river.
Yeah, but they're north.
So is Ginger's Revenge.
Right. So I'll have to look.
Let me Google them and see if they've put anything out.
The picture on it from Instagram says, Ginger's Revenge will be closed until further notice. We are devastated by the destruction of Hurricane Helene to our city. Thinking of our friends, families, and neighbors during this time.
Okay, and on their website, through the fog of restless exhaustion, it feels impossible to find words that carry the weight of our hearts. Our crew is okay, and for that, above all else, we are grateful. Over the past 7 years, we've poured everything we have into Zillicoa with the concerted effort of brewing the best beer possible and bringing it to the communities.
This is Zillicoa.
Zillicoa. We are forever thankful for every beer we share, but the physical side of Zillicoa has been swept away by Hurricane Helene. Oh, God. And there's a picture, and there's a donation link. The biggest tragedy we can suffer is to tear one another apart. Bring peace and kindness to your neighborhood. Be the calm.
This is
from their website, and they shared a picture, and it's destroyed.
This is on their website.
It's on their website.
Going to it now.
Oh my God, this is. And we're just here. We are. We're a craft beer podcast. We're talking to you about the breweries, and we're getting a little miss about the breweries. But think of just the homes that have been destroyed, the lives completely uprooted, and the lives lost. Right, people drowned in this. It's insane, and they're not out of danger yet. If you've seen the pictures and the videos from the dam, that's Wallop River from Asheville, if that thing breaks, Asheville's going to get hit again. So, did you pull it up, John? Did you see the picture?
Yeah, I saw the picture. It's horrible.
It's just, and Zillicoa was that was one of my favorite places that we visited when we were in Asheville. I really enjoyed their beer.
Zillicoa was great. It's cool space.
Great people. So fun to talk to.
The outdoor area too, outside with all the tables underneath.
I didn't think you made it. You did make it Zillicoa.
We made it to Zillicoa.
Okay, so it was. Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, this is horrible.
But it's not just the breweries. Everyone in Asheville. It's just such a great community. And it's awful to see what's happening there.
Oh, this is horrible. It's horrible. We will share. We'll share. Anybody listening to this, we will share some of these articles and some of these photos and all on our Facebook page. Won't put them on Instagram. We'll put them on the Facebook page. And we should talk about. I don't know. Let's talk after the show about a few things, but we'll put them up. We will put them up on the show on the Facebook page. So this is just it's going to be a long time.
Yes.
And I can almost and I don't I wish what I'm about to say wasn't true, but damn well it is. I'm sure there's going to be a number of these breweries that do not open back up.
Oh yeah, there's you look at it, Zillico has said that they're going to try to reopen.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's a donation link if you want to help them out, to help get them back on their feet and rebuild. I will probably do so because it's just I enjoyed the time there.
This is disgusting. I feel so horrible.
Yeah.
I love Asheville. I love, all right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's we should probably try to move on.
Yeah, let's move
and
on.
talk about some other things.
We'll share some of these articles and some of these. We'll actually cultivate some of the donation links to some of these funds that are going around for Asheville, for breweries in Asheville and people in Asheville, and any of these. We'll find them. We'll put these up on the Facebook page too. Please have at it. Take a look through it, and do what you will, because this is horrible. I mean, it seems that anytime there's a hurricane of this magnitude, that things, I mean,
the last time that we had something like this that impacted the beer community pretty large was when Burlington got hit.
Mm-hmm.
That was Irene, I believe,
mm-hmm.
Had worked its way up, and just the floods, just the soaking rain just set so much down. There was towns that were destroyed, swept away. The Alchemist brew pub completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They had to retract back to just the brewery itself. There was so much damage from that all throughout New England. Yes, Irene hit Jersey hard, but
it did, yeah.
But Vermont really got especially. It was in Burlington. Where was it in Vermont that got smashed? Was it Montpelier? No, it wasn't Montpelier. I forget where they had their. Maybe it wasn't Burlington.
Burlington's high up. I don't think Irene got all the way up there. It was lower. It was Montpelier's just as north as Burlington.
Yeah.
So
I forget where it was that got hit, but I think Waterbury maybe got hit hard. No,
I'll have to look. But that was 13 years. That was 13 years ago.
Yeah, as well.
It was the year before. It was the year before Sandy as well.
Yep. Well, and where I lived at the time got hit hard from both of those. We were out of power for quite a bit through Irene and Sandy. I was in Lincoln Park at the time, which always gets Flea.
I was in Caldwell for both of them.
Yeah.
Which is what? I think we lived about 3 miles away from each other at the time.
Yeah, but Lincoln Park sits at the confluence of 3 different rivers.
Yeah, no, you got more damage than Caldwell's up on a hill. So
yeah, if you remember, Cloverleaf had something going, and I had actually drawn a map for Ryan as to why, what I had to suffer through to get there, because basically Lincoln Park had turned into
a lake.
No, we were basically a promontory. So I could get out, go one way, and loop all the way back around. So I drew this little map with water and where all the water was and all that. Of course, I put shark fins in all the water.
Did Matt put them there?
No. I put them there. So this was long before Sharknado.
Yes. And
now they're doing B NATO. Have you seen that B tornado?
I try to avoid it.
Okay, bees. Now we're doing it with bees. Okay.
How about Beer NATO?
Beer naked happens a lot.
That's a whole nother thing.
But Beer NATO? Oh, so you're talking the North American Treaty Organization for Beer.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Beer NATO, yeah. NATO. Not NADO,
yeah.
NATO.
Beer NATO, yeah. I think we should do that.
All right.
What else do we have on the agenda to talk about today?
Just some beer.
It's also International Music Day.
It is International Music Day. So happy International Music Day. One of the things we were going to bring up was the fact that we could chat about. We have a top 3. We already had a top 3. Now, those of you that may have been aware, if you heard us mention it on other shows, we had a guest cancel for tonight. Unfortunately, they got super jammed up. Their apologies. Our apologies from them to you. They will be rescheduled. But Usually when we have a guest need to postpone, we have enough time to bring in another guest, so you don't have to deal with just the two of our mugs. But in any event, he unfortunately, the guest tonight, got jammed up last minute and through no fault of his own, and he apologizes again. But
he got stuck in the Welch's factory.
He did. Yeah. Anyway, so that's why you're dealing with just us tonight. But there's a few things we always have in the bag that we need to talk about. So, and
when we're half in the bag,
usually the two of us are half in the bag, so it's fine. It works out that way. But in any event, we
what are my favorite sound effects?
There you go. But we want to. We had already had a top 3 list prepared. Now we were going to do it with this guest, but we're doing it tonight anyway because it was prepared, which is why
we did the research already to figure out.
We already done it, right? Because again, it was a last minute thing, but we were saying that we could have said our top 3 non-American.
I was going to say non-North American or non-English because. That would you got to narrow it down because if we added, put it this way: if I didn't say non-North American, John would have been Rush. So I had to figure out a way to keep.
Rush would have been Rush would have been in there, but it would have been Rush. I mean, the Rush is one band, so there would have been 2 others, and probably 4 or 5 honorable mentions.
Okay, so who would have been Neil Peart? So your top 3 would have been Neil Peart.
Well, he wasn't a solo artist. So.
Geddy Lee and
Geddy Lee only did 1 album.
And the person whose name no one can ever remember. If you're not a Rush fan. Yeah. Unless you're a Rush fan, everyone forgets Alex.
And by the way, his Geddy Lee's real name is Gary Lee Weinrib. Weinrib, yes. And
I like wine and I like ribs.
Yeah, Gary Lee Weinrib. And Alex Lifeson's real name is Alexander Zhivajinovich.
That's a very Canadian name.
Yes, of course. And Neil Peart's real name?
Neil Peart.
Exactly. So
actually, his real name is Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, yes. Neil Peart. And there was one other member of Rush.
Let's see. That was it John Fleeton?
Nope. You got the first name right there. It was the drummer that
John
played.
Davidson?
No, John Davidson. No, it's not John Davidson. It's John Cocktoaston.
I'll take the second. I'll take the middle square for the block.
There you go. It's John Cocktoaston. There you go.
From the Cocteau Twins?
No, Fletch. You never watched Fletch? Come on. Anyway, no, it's
I haven't seen Fletch in 35 years.
I know. John Rutsey. He was the drummer on the first album. He was the drummer up through the recording of the first album and the release of the first album. When they went to go on tour, he bailed, and that's when they auditioned and hired Neil Peart.
And now he's kicking himself.
If you buy Rush, the original Rush album, it's not Neil Peart, you get John Rutsey's on the drums.
So. Okay. So we'll take England out of it as well because you got the Beatles. It's just so much came out of England. So we'll have to take them out. So anything outside of England and North America,
England or the UK.
Yeah, we can keep Ireland in it.
Okay.
There's no Northern Ireland because Northern Ireland's in the UK. The Republic of Ireland is not.
This is true. All right. So just England.
So big country does count because they're not England, even though they are UK because they're from Scotland.
Right. Okay. So England and North America and England. All right. So mine, obviously, probably might have had Triumph in there as an honorable mention.
Triumph. I thought they made cars.
Triumph? No, they
make cars and motorcycles.
I never heard a song from Triumph. Come on.
Triumph was actually named after the brand of cars and motorcycles, John. Just saying.
And another Canadian power
because they used their they used the Triumph Auto Company's logo, didn't they?
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah. What you call it? It's another Canadian power trio. Can you name those? Guys?
No, not a shot in hell.
That would be Rick Emmett, Mike Levine, and Gilmore.
Yeah, no one cares.
I do. And
if Gattulo's listening, he cares too. But
Yeah,
that's it. And
Anyway.
if my friend Coop were alive and listening, he'd also care, and he'd probably correct us. Go, yes, but from March 12th, 1978 to March 15th, 1978, the guitarist was, because he had that kind of brain.
Right.
It was terrifying.
International bands, not North America or England.
Yep.
You know what? I'll throw a few out there. I'm not giving a top 3 list because I'd
No,
do
because
I'd really do a lot of.
You want to throw enough first? Or you want me to go first?
Well, U2. I'm going to say U2 is definitely going to be on my list, 100%.
Me?
U2 will definitely be on my list. I said.
So who else is going to be on your list? It's me, and who else?
U2. Well, there's 2 of you sitting there. Come on, you have 2 personalities.
There's at least 2 in there.
There you go.
Also, and they were named after the American spy plane.
This is true. This is true.
And
that's why I asked you about Ireland, obviously. So
yes, I figured.
I got a bar bet for you, and it's something that I always come up with, and it's something I might have asked you before, but I'm going to ask you anyway, and anybody else can.
I'm not going to get it.
There you go. I've seen U2 3 times. Okay.
So is that U6?
Hold on. It would be U6, right? I've seen U2 3 times. All 3 times, I've seen them at different venues.
Okay.
All 3 venues are within a quarter mile of each other. Where did I see them?
I have to say Madison Square Garden.
Nope.
So it's not in the New York City area.
What do you think?
All within a quarter mile of each other?
Oh, in a quarter, half mile-ish. Very close.
No, I can't think. Unless you're talking...
What do you think?
Shea City and where they play tennis.
That's not a bad guess.
That's the only thing I can think that are those venues that are that close, but they don't do concerts at the tennis venue.
I will tell you this: you're on the right track
with Shea and City, or I'm on the right track with 2 buildings that have replaced each other.
You're on the right track.
So then it gets down to like JFK, the Spectrum, and the Eagle Stadium.
That's not which would be the link, but that's a good guess too. But still no.
Okay, hit us with it, John.
Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium, and
what else is
Continental
there?
Airlines Arena.
Oh, okay. I forgot about Brendan Byrne. Brendan Byrne sitting.
Brendan Byrne, yep. Brendan Byrne. I saw them at Brendan Byrne in '87. I saw them at Giant Stadium
in
'97.
You saw them when they were when it was Brendan Byrne because it was called Brendan Byrne when they were small enough to still play arenas, not stadiums.
Right. Yeah. I saw them at Brendan Byrne in '87. I saw them at Giant Stadium in '97, and I saw them at MetLife in 2011.
Interesting.
There you go.
Okay, Moneybags.
Oh my God! I saw them over the course of 25 years.
No, seeing them in 2011. That's where the money was.
No, that's not as much as it is now.
I'll throw out
13 years ago.
I'm going to throw out Midnight Oil. Australian band.
Why are you going to throw them out? They're a good band.
Oh, well, actually, they're not playing anymore. I saw them on their farewell tour.
Yeah, right.
I've seen them a couple of times. That is one of those bands that you can listen to. You can listen to everything they recorded. Mm-hmm. You're still not going to get it.
No.
This is a band that you had to see live. You had to feel the energy, the anger, everything come off that stage. You had to be with the audience that was just feeling it as well. Peter just puts on an amazing friggin' show. Just the energy that he has, and just the anger and frustration. They are a protest band, and this is true of all protest bands. You can sit and listen to what the Clash recorded. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get the Clash unless you see them live,
right?
Which I did when I was like 15 years old, so I probably still didn't get them.
Right.
But Midnight Oil, my God, it's such a different experience when you see them live.
Mhm.
Such an amazing band. Their whole catalog.
Nice. All right, I'm going to throw out AC/DC.
Okay. Speaking of Australia,
Right. Exactly. Great band. Couple of incarnations. You know, unfortunate. Bon Scott. But Brian Johnson filled the shoes.
mm-hmm.
And now is Axl Rose still filling the shoes? I believe he was last. I did not like that, actually. I didn't.
No, who would?
Yeah. But yeah, I'll throw that AC/DC. Throw out another one. I'll throw out another one, and there you
go. Do I have another one? I'm not sure. Another one.
No, I'll throw out one again.
I'm gonna stay in Australia and go with an XS.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice. I will move on from that one then, because that was what I was going to say. Men at Work. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, so you're staying on the island, continent, country.
Exactly. And I always loved Men at Work. Never saw them, but I did see Colin Hay a number of years ago.
Hey.
Solo. Fantastic. He did an acoustic set. And it was amazing. So.
Yeah, always loved the Men at Work, and if we're staying in Australia, you've got to go with the Bee Gees.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, because this is kind of where I was going with this, right? I mean, if you take England out of it, and you take all of North America, Canada, everything else out of it, the next biggest country that you're going to get a lot of bands, a lot of popular Australia. Yeah. It really is.
Oh, and let's not forget the Hof.
No, yeah, I can't forget the Hof.
Go to Germany and go to the
Rammstein. Du hast. Du hast.
Well, and one of the most popular bands that was, outside of the countries that we've eliminated here, ABBA.
Sweden, right?
Yes, Sweden. And the one of the female singers from ABBA, I don't know which one it was. Well, I can't remember her name. I know which one it was. If you look at it, she was actually a product of the Nazi genetics programs.
Oh wow!
When they were trying to create the master race, she actually came out of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very strange fact about ABBA.
And going back down to Germany, nearby Switzerland.
I've heard of Switzerland.
The Von Trapp Singers.
The hills are alive.
Speaking of the Von Trapp Singers, I poured my second beer.
In your Von Trapp glass?
In my Von Trapp glass.
And what is your second beer?
My second beer is, I'll throw the up here. And I want to talk about this for a minute. It's an Oktoberfest. Samaritan from Masthead Brewing.
Masthead
Brewing in Cleveland. This is an amazing brewery. They make really, really, really spot on beer. Really delicious beer. Right in downtown Cleveland. Amazing space too. I love the space. I've been there a couple times. It's really, really cool. Check out their beer if you haven't had any. I did not get this from Masthead. I got this from Dave.
Tavor.
There you go. But had to get it. I ordered it. My Oktoberfest box
from now on.
Came in, so I had to have one of them.
From now on, we have to pronounce it Tavor. Just like the Bears.
So there you go. So Prost, quite literally.
Well, I've actually poured my second.
Which is so you know what? It's time for a change. Why don't you tell us what you poured?
I poured. This is in honor of the Brady Bunch.
Okay.
And their hit song, "Time for a Change."
There you go.
Remember that when Peter's voice was cracking?
Time to change.
It is time for a change. And this comes from Anchorage Brewing Company.
From Anchorage, AC.
Yes. And so I heard it said that, okay, so Alaska is AK. They couldn't be AL because Alabama had it first.
Right.
They couldn't be, it could be
and then Arkansas is AR.
So,
but Arizona couldn't be AR because of Arkansas, so they're AZ. Right.
But then the point was brought up. So Hawaii, HA wasn't taken.
No.
They just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
So this is Anchorage Brewing Company. Obviously, I did not go to Anchorage, so guess where this beer came from, John?
Tavor.
Davor.
Yeah.
This is a. I'll read it. It's easier to. This is the script on there, so it's easier to read the crawl. It's 3.5% dry hopped pilsner. So I figured
that's amazing. A 3.5% from dry hop pilsner from Anchorage.
Anchorage, who's known for just walloping you with ABV sometimes.
Exactly.
But so I saved this because it was the dry hop pilsner rather than the West Coast pilsner, and I figured the West Coast pilsner would be probably lightly hopped. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
This is dry hop, and it's taken a little while to get past the tribute from Lolev.
Mm-hmm.
This is lighter hopped.
Mm-hmm.
It's subtler. You can see it's also clear. The Lolev was a little on the cloudy side. This is nice and clear. You're just seeing frost in the glass. If I wipe the frost off, you can see how clear it is. In my beautiful concave glass.
It's
I
very
love
nice.
this glass. This is such a cool shape.
It's a very cool glass, yeah.
You can use this for IPAs. You can use this for pilsners, lagers, whatever. Technically, you can use this for damn stout if you want. We don't care. We're not going to call the police on you.
Exactly.
And the police don't care.
Folks, there is proper glassware, but as long as you're enjoying a good beer and it's enjoyable to you, have at it. All right. We're not telling you need to go out and spend $300 or $400 or $500 on a whole range of different vessels to pour your beer into. Pour your beer, pour your good beer, or whatever beer.
That's cute. That's cute.
I could.
You and I have probably spent at least 3 times that.
Of course we have. But I'm just saying to have one of each is my point. $400 or $500.
Yeah. There is, I guess, there's times where I've just like screw it and poured a stout into a martini glass.
Yeah, what the hell? Why not?
You know why?
Because you can.
Because I'd had 10 beers prior to that,
and
the martini glass was right there.
And the martini glass. You didn't feel like getting up.
There were no fucks left to give.
Exactly.
They had left the room. They were sick and tired of my drunkenness.
No fucks left to give. That's an open. Hang on, let me type that up. 48. No fucks left to give.
Nope. The fucks have left the building.
No, the fucks have left the building. No fucks left to give. There you go.
So, but this has got a really nice bitter finish to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying this.
This Masthead Oktoberfest, fantastic. I mean, clean, spot on, biscuity, bready, toasty, caramel.
Everything American should be.
Not everything American should be. A little bit of hop bitterness to dry it out at the end. I mean, amazing. This is really, 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 really well done. Kudos to Masthead. Again, another Jersey Johnny pick from Tavor. Or if you're going to Cleveland, stop in at Masthead and get some Oktoberfest. It's amazing.
Yes, and don't confuse it with Mast Landing.
No, Mast Landing's in Maine.
You're in the entirely wrong portion of the country.
If you walk into Masthead and it says Landing, you might be in Westport, Maine, which is fine. But make sure no matter what beer you get, make sure you get the BLT. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all he's saying.
That's all I'm saying.
All he is saying.
Get BLT. Yeah, get the BLT.
Hey, shit, John. Somebody's actually listened to our bullshit today.
4 comments. Here we go. We have the Beer Jesus. He says, "Hello, everyone of the lager." Hello, Beer Jesus. How are you? And that new Sierra Nevada collab to me is what I enjoyed the most this year. I haven't tried it yet, actually. I do want to pick up a 6 of that. I do want to pick that up. I've been remiss. I've been busy.
I'm gonna keep hearing about it. I'm like, damn, I got to get that, and I've not seen it. I'm not sure I've looked hard enough.
I know I'm gonna have to do that too. Beer Jesus prefers Fest beer to American. You know what? I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. There are some foods while I'm eating that I prefer drinking American while I'm eating them, but I don't disagree with you on the Fest beer.
Oh yeah, because if Johnny's shoving a bratwurst on his face, which
If
is
I'm
quite
eating
often.
if I'm eating
He's pouring a Märzen down.
I'm
after.
eating a Märzen with it, right?
And he's also
Eating a Märzen, drinking a Märzen with it.
Drinking. And he's probably actually cooking the brats in a Märzen.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Märzen and onions. And if you're doing it right and you're smart enough, you boil it in Märzen and onions. Then you grill it, and then you boil the Märzen and onions down, and then you take those onions and you put it on top of the brat.
100%.
That is the way you do it.
And I'm going to get to beer juice. I'm going to get to you right now. First of all, he says, "Cheers from Cincinnati." Cheers to Cincinnati.
Oh yeah. The home of one of my favorite ever sitcoms, WKRP.
WKRP in Cincinnati, absolutely. And Rheingeist. I mean, there's a lot of breweries in Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's where you need to go because that's the brewery. You think Cincinnati, you think Rheingeist, but Rheingeist is amazing. He says he's well, thank you. But he did say Märzen is just to him is just syrup.
Okay.
Or to her, I'm not sure. Beer Jesus, I'm assuming you're a gentleman, but whatchamacallit, damn turkey.
Damn turkey.
Yeah.
As God is my witness.
Rheingeist is boring, boo. I got you. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. Two things I want to say to you really quick, Beer Jesus. Märzen, if it's just syrup, you're drinking the wrong Märzen, because if it's really, really thick and really syrupy and really, really sweet, it's not a good Märzen.
No,
a good Märzen has that biscuity, bready, toasty note to it with a little bit of caramel, not just a sweet burst in your mouth of caramel, just enough to know it's there, right?
It's a balance.
It's a balance. It's got to be balanced, and it's got to have nice hops to it, a little bit of nice floralness, as well as some fruity malt, and it has to clean out and dry off nice. If you're drinking a Märzen that's too sweet, it's going to be cloying at the end, and it's not going to dry out. It's going to linger.
Yeah,
that's what you're drinking the wrong Märzen.
And those are not enjoyable.
Those are not enjoyable.
And what I do like about the fest beers is you can sit there, you can drink a lot of fest beer at a time. Mm-hmm. If I've got my Stiegel out, my beer Stiegel,
sure.
I'm not filling that with Märzen.
No, that's fest beer is going in there.
Fest beer is going in that because it's lighter. It's you can drink more of it. Märzen is one glass at a time.
Yeah. And usually, like, I'll have 3 or 4 or 5 fest beers. If I'm drinking Märzen, I'm having 1 or 2.
And what he's saying about Paul Anner is absolutely 100%.
Yeah, and I'm going to skip ahead one comment because I'm going to go back to this other one.
Yep.
I like the Paul Anner Oktoberfest. To me, it has a biscuity malt, nut, and caramel with black pepper. Absolutely 100%. Paul Anner Oktoberfest.
Is that the one I drank 2 shows ago?
You did.
It
2
is.
shows ago. You did.
And the Paul Anner Oktoberfest is a fantastic beer.
Great beer.
Absolutely fantastic beer. People like, oh, Paul Anner, so that's like one of the macros from Germany. No, stop. It's actually a very, very good beer. If you get a chance, pick that up. And Paul Anner is one of the ones that has a tent at Oktoberfest.
At Oktoberfest, they do in Munich, absolutely.
So they may know what they're doing.
Right, and he says the Paul Anner is great with peanut brittle. I'll have to try that because I love me some peanut brittle. So let's do that. And then he also said fest beer he recommends with white sauce raviolis.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. It's funny you say that. I might, because I got to be honest with you. I'll drink if I'm eating Spätzle, no matter what I'm eating it with. But if let's put it this way, Dave knows if I'm eating Spätzle, no matter what I'm eating Spätzle with, I'm eating Spätzle, and that other thing is the side. Spätzle's not the side. Spätzle's what I'm eating, and the sauerbraten or whatever else is the side.
John knows damn well I feel the same way. But I was actually at a German restaurant, and they saw how much I was enjoying the Spätzle. They kept bringing me Spätzle. I was like, here, have some more. I'm like,
my point in bringing that up, I love drinking fest beer with Spätzle. So, but you're saying white sauce raviolis, not too different. Different, but not too different. So I got I'll have to try that actually.
White sauce is a little different than the butter that goes on this.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's white sauce. Is it a cream sauce? Is it a cheese? That's the other thing too. He says he still can't find Augustiner.
I haven't seen it. I
haven't seen it this year yet. I haven't seen it.
No.
By the way, Beer Jesus is coming to us from Twitch, watching on Twitch.
Yeah, that's what the little
that's what the comment is. But I'm going to go back up, and he said Brewhova is the god. I'm assuming that's a brewery in Cincinnati. Next time I'm in Cincy, I'm going to absolutely have to go there.
Well, unless it's a play on Jova.
You're checking. I'm checking. So
I don't see a Brewhova, so that might be the god.
Brewhova.
I don't have a Brewhova, so you have to explain the Brewhova to us.
Yeah, explain Brewhova to us. It's a pun on Jehovah.
I told you that.
There you go. Okay,
that's what I figured.
So you know what? Somebody in Cincy has to open up a brewery called Brewhova now.
Yeah, so see Beer Jesus. I'm like Brewhova.
Jesus, get on that. Get on that.
So Brewhova is Beer Jesus' father.
There you go. There you go.
And then there's then Brewgeist would be the Holy Spirit. That'd be your
right, exactly.
Brewgeist.
Brewgeist, yeah,
would have to be that'd be your not triumph.
But to bring this back around, if Brewgeist is what you're saying it is, a Brewgeist from Germany would be a Rheingeist.
It would be a Rheingeist,
and that's where we started this conversation. He did say that Sauerbraten is best with Celebrator or Celebrator with jerk chicken.
Celebrated with jerk chicken, absolutely.
100%. Oh wow!
Yes,
I love Celebrator. Celebrator is an amazing beer.
Well, you take any, it's a Doppelbock, right?
Doppelbock, yeah.
Doppelbock, any Doppelbock with dark spice. I'm down with, and that's what jerk chicken is. You've got the Maillard reaction from the roast, and then all that spice in there, and Doppelbock. Yep. That sweetness of a Doppelbock can really seriously counteract some of that, and it works beautifully together. That's 100% agree.
100%. Absolutely. All right. How is your?
This is going down a lot quicker than Tribute did. Not that I enjoyed Tribute, but Tribute was a very palate challenging beer.
Well, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna be out in Pittsburgh in about 3.5 weeks. I'm gonna stop by.
You got to go to Low and then down the road to Coven.
I haven't been either.
You got to go to both of those.
Those are two that I'm going to go to specifically because I haven't been to both of them, either of them, and I want to get there. So I'm going to go to both of them. But my point in saying this is that I'm going to say I did. Usually I don't. It's funny.
I know. It's just rambling.
It's usually, but I'm going to see if they have that. I'm going to see if they have Tribute, and I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick up one. And I just want to see because, I mean, the amount of time. I mean, you weren't there that long ago. It was the beginning of July, right? Mm-hmm. So August, September, October. So it was less than 3 months ago.
Yep.
All right. So a beer like that, and it's a dry, it's a West Coast Pilsner, right?
Yep.
That beer should be fine for another at least 3, 4, 5 months.
At least
from now,
especially as heavily hopped as it is,
right? If not longer, right? But I'm just gonna I want to get a fresh one. And I don't know because I didn't drink that with you right now, right? But I'm gonna get one for you, and I'll give it and just drink it right away and tell me, if it was the 3 months on it that did what it did to it, or if that's the actual.
Yeah. No, I really. I wasn't complaining about it. The description that I made about it was.
No. I understand it was fantastic. I understand, but was it the 3 months on it that accentuated what you were drinking, or was it? Is that just what it is?
See if the pine's a little more muted. The fruit, and the fruit's not coming from it's not coming from esters. It's definitely coming from the hops.
Yeah.
So you're looking at serious West Coast hop. That's why it's West Coast.
Right.
Style. Yeah.
My point being is like there's we all know IPAs, right? This is not you were not drinking an IPA, right? But
is that beer that everyone thinks comes from India but was made in England?
That beer, right? Exactly.
That beer, right? I've heard of an IPA, yes.
But and I got something else in that in a minute. But IPAs, we know hops fade, right? So anything that's bitter or hoppy or piney or fruity or anything like that, given time in an IPA, those flavors fade, right? Yeah. And you're left with malt. And usually, especially in a can, the dissolved oxygen in the can is going to add a little cardboard flavor to that malt.
Cardboard is the primary flavor of aged double IPAs, especially.
Right.
Especially double IPAs.
But in a Pilsner, or a dry hop Pilsner, or a West Coast Pilsner, we shouldn't be experiencing that as quickly as we would in an IPA, right?
Yeah.
So, but that being the case, because they sit around longer, they have the ability to sit around longer. Those hops could actually accentuate. They can actually build before they fall off.
Yes.
Not a lot, but they can.
Well, we'll see. And Beer Jesus is right here. He's got he's got a couple of other comments.
He said Nipas should just be called hipster mimosa.
He's not wrong.
But
I was talking more about his second comment. And he
said Nipa's biggest issue, no body.
Yes and no. My biggest issue about an any IPA, it's the IPA for people who hate IPAs,
right?
Because there's no bitterness to them.
Yep.
Right. And yes, there's no body. You can keep drinking these, keep drinking these, pour them down like they're water, and you just get these hipsters that come in and they're just looking for the highest ABV that's up on the board. They don't
I beg to differ, but this one particular Nipa right there has pretty big body to it. So, but then we're talking a double. We're talking a double Nipa. So.
Well, the guys who brewed it have big bodies too. So,
well, that's true.
Yes, but at any rate, but some of them can have some body to it. But the ones that are brewed for the people that hate IPAs, you're right. They can be watery, thin, whatever word you want to use for it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the style, and I lived in Rhode Island for a year, and it gets really depressing when you're in Rhode Island, and every New England IPA has got like a 4.3 rating on Untapped, and every West Coast IPA that they have there is like under 3.5 because, well, if it's not a New England IPA, it's not an IPA,
right?
And if you're not drinking a New England IPA, well, then you don't know craft beer, right?
Exactly. We right here, this homemade apple streusel and Weihenstephan and St. Bernardus collab is out to you too. I followed on social. Wait, let me read that again. This homemade apple streusel and Weihenstephan and St. Bernardus collab is out to you too. I followed on social platforms.
So what
he just followed on Loggerroom on Instagram. I saw that.
So the Weihenstephan
and St. Bernardus collab.
So that collab, it was funny because in April, as many people know, I was in Munich. Mm-hmm. I took the train out to Freising, and I went to the Weihenstephan Brausterbühl. So the Brausterbühl is that's their brew pub, and they were serving the Weihenstephan St. Bernardus collab, and I had it, and I brought some to bring back home.
Okay. One of my favorite Weihenstephans.
Yes.
My favorite St. Bernardus.
Yes.
There you go.
So, but the collab, so I brought a bunch of them to bring back home.
I have props on the floor.
For my friend. For all my friends. Both of them.
For all your friends.
All my friends.
All two of them.
But I brought them. I was going to bring them back for that. And so I bought them because they said, oh, no, this is brewery only. They lied to me. I didn't think Germans were capable of lying, but they lied to me, and I found out this was available in the U.S. So I was going to drink them while I was in Prague, but we all know what happened in Prague. I wound up leaving the beers in Prague just to save weight in my suitcase for other stuff that I brought back. So I had that. It's really, really good. But when I was there,
you're referring to the collab, the Weihenstephan and St. Bernardus collab. That's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
All right. So he had homemade apple streusel with that collab. That's what he's saying.
I can see that really working because you know what's going to work with that? Is that cinnamon that is in the apple strudel. I think he meant strudel.
No, streusel. No. He meant streusel.
You meant streusel?
Streusel.
Because I thought streusel meant keys in German.
No, it's streusel. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
I don't trust you.
Yeah, you need to on this one.
All right. But that collab, which is called Braupact, I can see that because it's got a very Belgian character to it because I think they use Belgian yeast in it. So when you take the Belgian yeast and you combine that with cinnamon, I can really see those playing very, very well together.
Right.
So, yes, John, I know it's almost over.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at that too. Yeah. So, all right. So I gotta catch up here. He sent us his untapped handle. Should we put it out for people to follow him, or just keep it for you and I? So,
well, we can ask him.
Yeah, you want it out there for everybody?
Yeah, so let us know if you want us to put that out for you.
All right.
No. That's not his handle. He's saying that Untapped is. That's not his handle. He's saying that Untapped is unthoughtful.
Oh, that's just a criticism on Untapped.
It's a criticism, and I don't disagree with him.
I don't disagree with him either. I use it just to keep track of what I've had and so forth.
I keep track to see what my other friends have said about it, especially those whose opinions I trust, because I don't trust ratings on there. I've seen breweries that have had a 3.3 rating that I thought were fantastic, and I've gone to breweries that had a 4.2 rating that were nothing but IPA houses.
100%.
So no, I don't trust it. I use it for my own devices. But I don't trust the ratings on those.
100%. Just a quick point of note here. The Mets just won Game 1, 8-4.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you. We are Mets fans.
So there you go. I'm going to catch up here really quick. We got a lot. All right, I'm going to catch up. First of all, Doug Smith commented in. Just had a double juicy hazy today called Big Cat. A collab from Ocelot Brewing Company and the Vale.
Two great breweries.
Yes. Have had Ocelot, have had Vale, have been to the Vale, haven't been to Ocelot.
I've been to the Vale as well.
8% ABV and
but that's in Richmond, Virginia.
Yep, absolutely.
Ocelot is also from Virginia, I believe.
Ocelot is, yep. I just find this is
that's the collab.
That's
Brow
the collab. Brow Pock. Yeah, there you go. Whatchamacallit? Then he said, I'm working on making it into to intern at Vine, but here they bear
they're xenophobic.
They're xenophobic. Yeah.
Well, when we were there, we took the tour. On Tuesdays, they offer an English-only tour, and our tour guide, who is interning there, is from Pennsylvania. So have faith, have hope that you can get in there, because if a hick from Pennsylvania can get in there and work, you can get in there.
You can get in there. You can get in there.
But considering that they used to be a monastery, you probably don't want to say that you're beer Jesus. They may not let you in because of just a word of advice.
You never know. You never know. Maybe they'll actually embrace it. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
There you go. He just said he made Abbott 12 barbecue sauce. I'm going to need some of that.
Yeah, we're going to need the recipe.
I'm going to need at least the recipe. We'll talk after. I'll message you on Instagram because you just followed us. So there you go. Doug Smith said, agree with Dave. Juicy Hazy is IPA for drinkers who don't like IPA hop bitterness, 100%. Yeah. And then he proceeded to say, easy on Rhode Island, Dave.
I'm not making fun of Rhode Island. I'm making fun of the fact that they don't like West Coast IPAs there. Yeah. And that's a fact, Doug. Doug, we've got a lot of – Doug knows Rhode Island. He knows it well.
He does, yeah. Then Beer Jesus said, Streusel is German blood friend.
German blood friend. Apple blood friend.
My point is, I said, trust me, Streusel is Streusel. There you go. Then Jess said, what's better than beer? A Game 1 win by the Mets. Yes, 100%.
Jess is a big Mets fan. She never pays any attention to this damn show.
Yes, because she was downstairs watching the Met game, and I heard her screaming. So you didn't, because my mic is
your mic doesn't pick up.
Well, no, because my mic is unidirectional. Your mic is I'm picking up everything in 3 miles. So,
yeah, mine is like the sniper of mics.
It pretty much is. Beer Jesus said, I made my streusel with mace. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually,
so this way you can scare off bears with it. I like that. Not that mace.
Not that mace. No, this is just a criticism on Untapped. That's what he said about that. Doug said strudel and streusel, 2 different things, both delicious. Both he said both good. I'm saying both delicious.
Yes.
Unthoughtful. He said the problem is people don't know what they are drinking.
Absolutely.
No. You know what? There are some people.
Some people do, but for the most part,
for a small amount, right? But for the most part, they really don't. You know, and believe me, we've talked till the cows come home. We've talked on the show about Untapped, so I'm not going to get into a deep debate about it, but 100%. I love. My favorite thing is when somebody makes a comment, This is the best IPA I've ever had. I hate IPAs. 0.25.
Or you get someone who's drinking an IPA and say a West Coast IPA says this is too bitter and gives it a 2.
Right.
Or they're drinking a lambic. Oh, this is too sour for me. 2.
Right.
No. If you don't know what you're drinking, don't rate the beer.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming this is Beer Jesus because he's on Facebook too. So he's commenting on Facebook as well.
He's got the beard and the hair. So
or Beer Jesus, let us know if this is you on Facebook or if there's just a competing Beer Jesus on Facebook.
Dueling Beer Jesus.
Dueling Beer Jesus. Yeah. He said that is thou. He said
it should be a capital T.
I love it. That's great. Dude, you got to tune in every Tuesday night, man. This is fantastic.
That's fun.
And he goes, LOL, I was born on Easter. Look like Jesus, make my own beer. There you go.
So you can turn water into beer.
I
Jesus
love it.
only turned into wine. I prefer the beer. So
well, that's the only story we got. We don't know that he didn't turn water into beer.
This is true. It just wasn't documented.
Exactly. Rhode Island beer is for taking down sharks.
He's talking about Crush It Like Quint.
Crush It Like Quint. Absolutely.
He's talking about Nasty Gansett.
Exactly. Yes. And he said, my IPA tasted like Irish Spring. So did my cilantro both. There you go.
Oh, so he's got the same. He's got the
two of you.
He's got the gene that makes cilantro taste like soap. Yes. You
and cardamom, right?
Cardamom also just overpowers me. It doesn't taste like soap to me. It tastes like cardamom. It tasted like I've just digested every seed on the plant of cardamom. It's just,
did you pour your third beer?
Yes, I did.
What? Why don't you tell everybody what it is?
Why do you want me to show this beer, John?
Because I love this beer. This is one of my favorite beers right now out there available.
Except I just spilled half of it.
Oh, well, you have more.
It's a really good thing I've got a napkin here. I have a napkin here. What do I do with my napkin?
I don't know what you do with your napkin.
It's all over my mouse. My mouse is enjoying.
Wait, your napkin is all over your mouse?
No, the beer's all over my mouse.
I got you.
I had a napkin. I always have a napkin because I have a tendency to spill. And the napkin flew the coop. Oh no, here it is. Never mind, I found it.
Here, I have a napkin. You want it?
See here, thanks. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
There you go.
It actually worked.
It's very weird, but it
kind of worked. Okay, so it's on the wall too. Man, I got this one's a good one. I really thought the can was empty, so I just picked it up without thinking about it. Did it get on the floor? Of course it got on the floor. Why would it have not got on the floor? Anyway, what's really weird about this beer? This is really strange. I don't
know. Use this beer and the word weird in the same breath.
Well, here's weird. There's a logo. The logo on this beer is the same logo that's on your friggin' hat. How strange is that? And your shirt.
You're right. That's weird.
That's very strange.
That is weird.
So this is Port Out Starboard Home, also known as POSH. Most people don't realize that POSH is an acronym. There's a lot of acronyms that people don't realize are acronyms.
POSH, Port Out Starboard Home, is when ships were leaving England heading to India. You would ride the port side of the ship, which is the left side of the ship. You would ride the port side of the ship to see land on the way out, and then on the way back to England, you would ride the starboard side of the ship. In order to do that, you were not. I'm not going to. You were well-to-do, right? It
cost more money to have.
It cost more money to do it, right? So people were saying that was, and Port Out Starboard Home became a phrase, right? So, like any good phrase, people make it an acronym. Have to shorten it. POSH. So it's POSH to ride the ship on the port side out and the starboard side home. It's POSH. So there you go.
Yes. So, but at any rate, so here we go. I've got the, and this is it's in proper glassware.
Yes, it is. Look at that.
Proper glassware. I had 2 of these. Broke one. I
know, guys.
That's a beautiful, beautiful head right there.
That is a beautiful head.
But POSH is a great acronym. I've got so many others I love. I love SNAFU.
Yes, SNAFU is a good acronym.
Situation, normal, all fucked up. FUBAR, I think, is even better.
Fucked up beyond all recognition.
Or repair, however you. Or when someone's drank too much, they're fucked up beyond all reason. That's another good one.
It's another one. Still foobar.
It's still foobar, but the R can be, you can make the R whatever you want.
Recognition, reason.
Or repair.
Repair.
Yeah. Right. So if it's mechanical, it's repair. Recognition could be anything, and reason is usually typically a human being.
Typically. So there you go.
It's got a beautiful creamy head. Look at this. Look at how that's receding into the glass like that. Mm-hmm. That's a real nice protein control.
Yes, we tend to know what we're doing.
Some people there know what they're doing.
There you go.
That's why they don't let John in the brew house.
There you go. There you go. Beer Jesus on Facebook. He's over on Facebook now. He said, "Yes, that's me, the Beer Jesus. I DJ on Twitch, but my music isn't the most friendly thing. I'm drinking some Le Chouffe with grilled salmon and dill, garlic, potatoes, and sweet chili cornbread." Dude, you are making me so fucking hungry right
And I love the fact that this is just one stream of consciousness. He said 3 different things in one stream of consciousness.
I'm with him when it comes to food and beer and blending it and everything else. I don't give a shit about punctuation. So he's
and Le Chouffe.
Cheers
on Le Chouffe.
Cheers on a Le Chouffe thing, absolutely.
But which Chouffe? Are you drinking Houblon? Are you drinking Mac?
Yes, is it Houblon Chouffe? Is it the blonde? Is it regular Le Chouffe? Well, Le Chouffe, it's the Chouffe, right? Le Chouffe is the blonde.
That's the blonde.
It's the blonde. Le Chouffe is the blonde. He's drinking the blonde.
The Mac Chouffe is
it's Le Chouffe is the blonde. Houblon Chouffe is the IPA. Yeah, he said it's the blonde. Yeah, absolutely. And he said, "Posh, poured out suds happily." Right. There you go. I love that too. There you go.
That's another one. Now you got to come up with one for foobar, Beer Jesus.
Really come up for exactly.
Give us there's a B in it, so you can put. You've got to start there.
Exactly. And he said, "Hell, even a flower pot vase can make a great sour glass, not a stanga."
No, stangas don't work too well for those.
This is true.
So I've actually drank because I like to. There is actually a Facebook group called Improper Glassware.
Right.
I love this. Sometimes I'll post on it. I did once pour a barrel-aged Imperial Stout into a stanga.
You poured a barrel-aged Imperial Stout into a stanga?
Yeah.
I think I remember that, actually. I remember that.
Because it's in proper glassware. Just screwing around.
Mm-hmm. So I got my third beer. It took me a while to pour it because we're
not going to agree. I'll agree with the second one. I don't agree with the first one, but okay.
What you would call it? Well, first of all, he said, "Okay, let's." First of all, he said, "Let me get back to this one." He said, "That's more frothy than Santa snow."
Okay.
There you go.
God, there's still beer on the floor.
There you go. But he said, "Yeah, I run a black and death metal radio."
So I hope you were on for the Rammstein comment.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was. And then Foobar, fuck your barley wines and rattlers. You know what? For the fact that you put those two in the same sentence, I don't think I could.
Definitely props.
Props for that. And you know what? I defy anyone to drink a barley wine and follow it up with a rattler.
Rattlers I don't drink.
No, I don't.
Barley wines I love, but
a good barrel aged barley wine, but like a big, huge, like 15%er.
I've had too many barley
wines. Rye barrels for 24 months. Those are the ones I'm talking about.
I've had too many barley wines that are thin bodied. Mm-hmm. Thin flavored is really just about the booze, and if you're doing that, you don't get barley wine. Stop making it. Get out of the barley wine business. Let the people who know what the hell they're doing brew the barley wines.
Exactly.
It should have body to it. It needs to fill the mouth.
Here's my third beer, by the way. It's a Midnight Bee, and it's from Little House Brewing in Chester, Connecticut. It's a black Kolsch with honey style. A black Kolsch with honey. So, and
Kolsch, I don't know what to make of that.
And I put it in proper glassware.
That's not proper glassware.
Well, it's proper glassware for me with what you're drinking right now. So there you go.
I don't know if you can I don't know if a black Kolsch would go in a stanga.
Well, that's why I wouldn't put it in a stanga because it's a black. Oh, that's actually very good.
Yeah.
It was a little high on the carb side, which is why it took me like 10 minutes to pour the damn thing. But this is really good.
Nice. I was
Clean.
going to say.
It's a roasty Kolsch. I mean,
I was
it's the best thing, easiest thing I could say. It's a roasty Kolsch.
I was going to say the same thing Beer Jesus said. Wouldn't black Kolsch be a Schwartz?
It's not roasty enough to be a Schwartz. I mean, it's you know what it is.
I know what he's saying.
It's a light Schwartz beer, if there's such a thing.
LITE.
LIT, right? Yeah, it's Miller Lite. It's the Miller Lite of Schwartz beers.
There
you go. He said Radlers are the original grapefruit lager, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Barley wines. Hey, want to get sick? Depends on how many you drink.
Yes,
barley wines. It's the amount too. Here's my thing about barley wines. If you have a 750 of a barrel-aged barley wine and you're alone and you finish it, you're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you have a 500 mil,
I've done that.
Well, no, I've done it too, right? But you're still an idiot. If you have a 500 mil of a barrel-aged barley wine and you're 3 people, that's pushing it, but it's okay. One of my favorite barley wines in the last several years has been from Kane. You know this, Wooden Cleat, aged in Woodford Reserve barrels, 15% barley wine, super dark, super Englishy barley wine, right? The best way I can describe it in a quick kind of a sentence.
You can chew it.
You can chew this damn thing. But in Woodford Reserve barrels, amazing beer. They released it in 250 milliliter bottles. So that's 8-ounce
smart.
bottles. 8-ounce bottles. And
that's gonna fuck you up.
And that I still split it with somebody.
So
I had 4 and change ounces of it, and that's it.
It is a sipping.
That's all you need. That's it.
It's a sipping. Oh, speaking of that, there was one time Coop and I were in Cloverleaf.
Hold that thought. He said, "Wouldn't a blackened Kolsch?"
Yes, we covered that.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to go through them really quick. 100%. Like I said, this is not roasty enough to be a Schwartz beer, but it's much too roasty, obviously, to be a Kolsch, since there's no roast in a Kolsch, right? So it's split the difference, and you're on track, but it's split the difference, and that's where we're at with this particular beer. And then he said, "I always make English barley wine with real." Oh my God, dude, are you a chef? Because I need to come over.
Beef Wellington. Beef Wellington is not the easiest thing to make.
It's not the easiest thing to make, but that's friggin' amazing. And then Doug Smith, just to finish it up, love barley wine, says Beer God the Father. There you go. There you go. And he says, I'm home taught. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Amazing.
But I was going to say, Coop and I were once at Cloverleaf Tavern, and because they had it in, we ordered Wool White Stout. And a couple of people at the bar challenged us to chug it.
Okay. And did you?
Yeah, we did. And there's like, when we were done, like, this was an extremely bad idea. Why do we let people talk?
Yeah, not really good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was not good. I don't recommend that. Then again, I also don't recommend drinking Malort, but I do it anyway.
Well, I think you're ridiculous for that. I do. Say that.
I did get Carrie to try Malort. So, John, this was the face.
Well, she does hate IPAs even. So, I mean, bitter's not for her.
But the thing is, and I read an article about Malort, and the thing that they said that really, really stuck with me is the big secret of Malort is that it's not that bad. It has got this stigma of just being one of the most horrendous liquids on the planet. It's really not that bad. It's a great digestive. So if you're drinking stuff and your stomach's starting to get a little wonky, throw down some Malort. And if you can hold it out and don't throw up, because let's face it, some people hate the taste of it. It's going to settle you right down. It's really good.
Right. I got you. Well, that's not good. That works.
But the wormwood in it, there's this astringency that just lingers with it. The initial taste is actually quite pleasant. It's just that lingering aftertaste that a lot of people, they'll taste it like, oh, that's so. It's the way it tends to go. So,
right.
But I do like Malort.
Well, there you go.
So, and I think Beer Jesus has a comment on Malort.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
All right. He's got a couple. Here we go. He goes, Malort, I love. There you go.
Well, he's from the Midwest.
This is
It is a Midwest thing. It's mostly a Chicago thing.
right. I'm a huge fan of real absinthe, and wormwood honestly makes you think of summer dew on Christmas. That's true.
It's true.
No, I do have to agree with him on that one. Absolutely.
So Beer Jesus,
After rainfall, 100%.
Beer Jesus likes the Green Fairy.
There you go. And he said, and the earth was without foam and void of darkness, and was upon the face of the keg. Bruhova then separated the fermentants of
Not the firmaments, the fermentants.
fermentants of the lager and the ale, and there was light beer even on the fourth day.
Let there be light beer.
Let there be light beer.
And stop making. No, don't stop making it. But I don't drink a lot of it. And you got Doug Smith's comment on that?
No, I don't. I missed it. Where is it? He goes, Malort is love. Well, the two of you, Doug, seriously, I'm back and forth in the group between the two of you. I got to go get a bottle of Malort now. I pushed it off. I got a damn order. I got to order one. There you go.
Okay. I don't just talk the talk. I do walk the walk.
Hams, I usually drink for cheap beer. Bush Light, heartburn sucks. Absolutely. Bush Light, yeah.
So, Doug, this is for you because Doug and I got our bottles a couple days off of each other because we both ordered it. And so, Doug, cheers to you, buddy. Very nice.
Very nice.
I like.
Very nice.
So, and that's going to linger with me until I fall asleep. It's like a warm hug before you go to bed.
It's a warm hug before bed. There you go.
Yep. So, yeah, I did say, I'm getting some Malort. Probably next time Doug's commenting on the show, I'm going to have to down some of it. So there we go. That's done. That's out of the way. But I don't know how long this bottle will last.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting into some colder weather, and I do like it for the colder weather.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to get a bottle.
Yeah. And then what you got to do is please film it when you give some to Jess. I want to see her punch you. She will punch you.
She probably will, actually. She's probably still watching, so you can say it to her.
Yeah, there you go. Any rate.
All right, fine.
So what's next on our list, John?
I think it's our top threes. I think we should do our top threes. What do you think?
Do our top threes. So John mentioned at the top of the show, the top threes was what we chose to do with the guest who's supposed to be on tonight, who canceled last minute. So we decided to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so John, tell us what the top threes are.
Top threes tonight are top three favorite beers brewed with nuts. Top three favorite beers.
And we're not talking about Rocky Mountain oysters.
No.
Not those kind of nuts.
Although if we were,
yeah, John's had it. I have not.
Wincoop would be on the list because it was actually really good.
That's my favorite nut beer.
No, it's my favorite nut beer. Yeah, no, that's not what we're talking about. We're not also not talking about peanuts necessarily
because that's not a nut; it's a legume.
It's a legume,
even though nuts in there, but also
for the most part, peanuts are not. They're not a nut to brew with beer if you're not doing a peanut butter beer, particularly, right? Anytime peanuts are involved, it's 99 out of 100 times it's a peanut butter beer. That's not what we're talking about.
Or peanut butter powder.
Or powder, or whatever, right? We're talking about nuts, so we're talking about, hazelnuts, pecans, depending on where you are. Almonds, walnuts, filberts,
Brazil nuts,
right? Hazelnuts and filberts are the same thing, but
I'm aware of that. I was seeing your reaction. It's also a great comic strip. Oh no, that's Dilbert. Never mind. Go ahead.
That's Dilbert. Dilbert. Right. You got to draw a nut guy and put a little tie that sticks up on him and
the glasses.
Call it glasses and call
it. Forget the glasses without pupils.
Right. I'm telling you, is it just me or is Dilbert a caricature of Drew Carey?
Absolutely. No, I think it's the other way around.
That's true.
I really think it's the other way around. Dilbert was around.
Who came first?
Dilbert came first, and then the Drew Carey show, and I think Drew Carey is actually a takeoff of Dilbert.
Exactly. All right, so Samurai, kick us off.
But for what?
The
The top three.
The top three favorite. Top three. It's been on the screen. Top three favorite beers brewed with nuts.
I'm sorry, I just drank Wormwood.
Well, that's your excuse. But
okay, I actually have 4.
Of course you do.
Of course I have 4.
I only have 3.
I actually have 4. And old ass dude, need my glasses.
Of course, 3 of your 4 are probably my 3.
But no, my 4th is I'm gonna put it as an honorable mention because it's a brewery that no longer exists, and I lament the loss of this brewery, and that's Laughing Dog. Or maybe they exist, just stopped coming to New Jersey. I don't remember which, but we couldn't get them. They're the ones who brewed the beer Dogfather.
Okay, right.
With the Godfather logo on it. But
Yeah.
And they did a pecan porter. Mm-hmm. It was actually really damn good. I really enjoyed that one. So that's kind of my honorable mention. Number 3, the brewery's Grey Monday.
Okay.
Right. Believe that is brewed with hazelnuts. Right. So it's their it's the biggest out in the weekday series that they make there, but they brew it with hazelnuts, and that's really just a thing.
What's it called?
It is called Grey Monday.
Oh, great. The brewery's Grey Monday.
No, the beer's Grey Monday by the brewery.
Oh, the brewery's Grey Monday.
Yes, the brewery Grey Monday.
So the brewery is Grey Monday.
Yes, Mr. Brews.
What's the beer?
Grey Monday. Brews
Come on.
Brews on first. I love the fact that he called it the brewery, named after himself because his last name is Brew.
No, Rue. His last name's Rue. Family Rue. R-U-E.
R-U-E, yes.
Yeah, that's why brewery is spelled B-R-U-E.
And I'm going to
regret,
and that's why I regret every beer I've ever drank by them because it used to get me so damn drunk because I drink too much of it. So that is my number 3. Number 2 is chocolate hazelnut porter from Heretic Brewing.
Oh,
this is straight up Nutella in a beer, but not as sweet. Very, very enjoyable beer.
What brewery?
Heretic.
Heretic. That's right.
Right. Kind of like our friend Beer Jesus. Just such a good beer. My number 1. Central Works Brewing.
Central Works Brewing.
Brewers Reserve Bourbon Pecan Kringle.
Brewers Reserve Bourbon Pecan Kringle.
Holy crap. This is, if you've ever had a bourbon pecan pie, and I've had a few of them and I love them, especially the chocolate bourbon pecan pies, make that a beer. And that's what you've got here. Without, again, dry it out a little bit. Fantastic beer.
Bourbon Pecan Kringle. Brewers Reserve Bourbon Pecan Kringle. Bourbon Pecan Kringle from Central Works Brewing.
Yes.
Amazing. Cool.
Yeah, if you can find that, I highly recommend it.
All right. I got 7 comments, but I'll do my list first. Which one call it? So mine are. I only have 3.
Okay.
Because there's a couple. You know what? And I was looking into them. I'm like, you know what? I like them. I don't want to put them on the list. I'm not going to make them an honorable mention. If I was going to put an honorable mention, it would be a peanut beer. So I'm not going to leave it off. I just went with 3. I went with 3.
Okay.
My number 3 is going to be the pecan pie porter from Backwoods Brewing in Carson, Washington.
Okay.
I had it on the show actually.
You did.
I did, and amazing beer. It's deeper than a brown. Brown you get a little deeper from a brown. A brown and a porter are related anyway, but.
So this beer will talk about the nature of the universe, the existence of man, and all kinds of existential stuff. It's deeper.
Pretty much. There you go. Great beer. Anyway,
this is what Malort does to you, by the way. Sorry to say.
My number 2, an old standby No, the number 2 and number 1 are both old standbys for me. They're both nostalgic for me when it comes to craft
Already, then I
beer.
know what one is, and I think Doug Smith knows what one of them
My
is.
number 2 is Nut Brown Ale from Samuel Smith, from Tadcaster, England,
which Beer Jesus has brought up in his comments. We'll get to that.
I will get to that in a second. Yeah, Nut Brown Ale is that's an amazing nut beer. And
it's a standard. It's a standard. It's a bellwether. It's one of those that anything else in that style you measured against that beer.
Exactly. And my number 1, again, OG for the style. Been around for a while, had it forever. Measure things up against it, and that's the Hazelnut Brown Nectar from Rogue. Yeah,
that has been around for as long as I've been drinking craft beer. I think almost. My first time that I had it, I wasn't as fond of it because I didn't really understand what it was, and I was my complaint was that it was undercarbonated.
Right. Speaking of overcarbonated.
Yeah, I said undercarbonated, but okay, yeah. But
speaking of overcarbonated,
carbonation levels, here you are with a napkin too, cleaning up. But to me, it was flat, but it's supposed to be. It was what it was supposed to be, and I did enjoy it. So after years, so I was going to make that one of my honorable mentions. I had a suspicion it might be on your list, so I left it alone.
It was, and it is, and thank you very much. There you go. I'm just going to clean up this overcarbed. Fantastic beer, overcarb. Be careful. Get it. And I mean no disrespect by any means to Little House Brewing Company. By any means, been there. Things happen. All right.
Was that on a prairie?
They actually are on a prairie in Connecticut. Actually, yeah. So.
Bah.
Now, if they wanted to actually work on this, they really should get involved. Little House Brewing Company should absolutely do a collab
with Prairie
Artisanal Ale.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
I mean, it's written. It's right there. Go for it, right?
Yeah.
But there you go. But yeah, in any event, little overcarb. Could just be mine. Could just be this run. Probably is.
Could you be? Would you be? Could you be
my neighbor? There you go. Speaking of Pittsburgh. All right, let's go to the comments here. So that's our top 3.
And off to the peanut gallery. Oh no, we're not doing peanuts.
We're not doing peanuts. No peanuts.
Let's go to the nuts.
Okay, so I had to go back to where's the last one? Nice. Oh my God, there's so many trims. Okay, Doug Smith said nice. I'm not sure what that was for, but
that was the drinking of Malort.
There you go.
It came right after I downed the Malort.
So to me, Malort is best if you have a fire pit and you don't want to hear someone wants an omelet. Dude, you're coming on the show.
We got to get him on the show.
There he goes. And then he said it's great with
I can see that.
Maybe.
I can see it. Do the expressed orange? Do you light it?
Express it. There you go. Now with Malort, I suggest trying it first with a juniper garnish. Interesting.
I can see that.
You know what? Now I definitely am getting a bottle of Malort because I actually have to try that.
And the thing is, believe it or not, they will ship it to Jersey, as Doug and I learned, because I said to Doug, I don't know if they'll ship to Jersey. He goes, give it a shot. So I gave it a shot. And
they did.
Here it is. There's proof. They shipped to Jersey.
They did. So, whatchamacallit? Then he said Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale was his first favorite, and sesame chicken.
Okay, so here's the challenge for you. If you like to cook beer, Jesus. Wait. If you do really like,
you're killing me, Smalls. I'm so hungry right now.
Make your own sesame chicken and use Nut Brown Ale in the sauce. I think that Nut Brown Ale would work well in a sesame.
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to reduce some Nut Brown Ale and make a sesame sauce out of it and make sesame chicken. I'm gonna have to go on that. I'm gonna have to do that.
Got to work
on
that.
And he says you turn the page and wash your hands
and drop the mic.
There you go. You sure that isn't Flying Dog?
I know which one is talking
for. The beer you were talking about before. He says the brewery. There you go.
Oh, yes.
Who's on first when we were going back and forth?
Yeah.
He caught on. There you go.
They do have a sick logo. He's right about that.
Heretic has such a sick logo. Yes, it does. For me, Samuel Smith's Nut Brown triple-digit Chickow tastes like liquid Whoppers. Wow.
Never had that, but that sounds fascinating. So you're saying it's a malt beer?
It's a...
See what you did there.
I see what you did there. Doug Smith said Rogue Hazelnut Porter, Lazy Magnolia Southern Pecan,
So Lazy
James
Magnolia
River Green Eyed Lady,
Oh, that's
Green
neat.
Eyed Lady.
Pistachios. We
Brewed
never
pistachios.
thought pistachios.
We never have. No, I've
Interesting.
had. No, it's not true. I've had a
I don't
pistachio
think
ale.
I've ever had a pistachio beer.
I've
But
had
Lazy
pistachio.
Magnolia Southern Pecan. That's one of the
And
OG
I will tell you,
pecan
you know
beers.
what? I'm throwing my own mention in there. I just want to find the exact name of it. Keep talking.
But Lazy Magnolia Southern Pecan, that was one of the OG, not OJ. That's a different thing. One of the OG pecan beers that were out there. 504 also put out a pecan porter that I had that was absolutely fantastic. They're out of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But I just now thought of them, so they weren't on my list. So when you came up with Lazy Magnolia, for some reason, that prompted the 504.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had that on Cape Cod and actually went into a beer store to pick up some beer. And when I started talking to the guy here, he's like, "Oh God, so this guy knows a little bit about beer." He reaches out to the counter and goes, "I'm going to give you a pour of this. We can't sell it here because it's not legal here, but a friend of mine sent it. He gave me a pour of the pecan porter from 504. That was, oh God, it was so good. It was so full. The pecans really, really were something else in there. The Lazy Magnolia one, the pecans are so much the star that you're drinking pecans and you kind of forget you're actually drinking beer sometimes. So I have mixed comments on the Lazy Magnolia, but that it's definitely one of the OGs.
I'll give you my my honorable mention now.
You found the name?
I did.
I stalled enough for you.
You stole enough for me. It's just pistachio cream ale. It's a cream ale brewed with pistachios from Indeed Brewing in
Indeed
in Minneapolis.
Indeed.
Yeah, and amazing beer. I've had it a couple times. Both times I've been to Indeed up in Minneapolis. Indeed. I had this beer.
Okay.
Indeed. INDEED. Indeed.
Okay. Cool.
Really, it's a really good cream ale, and the pistachios. It's not sweet by any means. It's just got that pistachio flavor to the cream ale. It's really tasty.
Cool.
There you go. So there you go. All right. Then Beer Jesus said, Doug, that Pac-Man yeast really helps that mouthfeel for Rogue.
Yeah. That's their jam.
Mm-hmm. This is how Samuel Smith was made. Hey, it's rainy out. Bloody hell. Can't you just shut the damn bloody door? It's freezing.
Okay. England. So England. That's a good definition right there.
And he said, sorry, Johnny, brown nectar, not porter.
Right. We knew what you meant.
I said brown nectar.
No. He said porter.
Oh, he said brown porter. Oh, Rogue Hazelnut porter.
So when you said nectar, he corrected himself.
Yeah,
So, we knew what you meant.
I get where he's going now. Yeah,
sorry,
Johnny.
You throw the guy a bone. His team sucks.
No, better
than our team. Yeah,
better our team. So there you go. And honorable mention: Newcastle's original beer. You aren't fooling anyone. We miss it.
Nukies were. When I first got into beer, before the craft beer movement really started in the U.S., there was a few beers that I drank. Newcastle Brown was one of them, absolutely, and Pilsner Urquell before the wall came down. And I'm not kidding anyway. I'll still drink a Pilsner Urquell, but back in the day they were better. But yeah, absolutely, I drank Nuki Browns. Loved them.
I drank Nuki Browns. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna deny it.
There's no reason for it.
No.
There's no shame in it.
100%.
Yes. I was actually in Prague and heard Urquell on tap. It's actually
Urquell on draft. Yes, please, absolutely.
When I first hit Prague, that's the first thing I drank. Mm-hmm. Then I went to a craft beer bar. After that, what was interesting is on the coolers there were beer stickers from breweries who are friends of ours. When I saw Spider Bite on there and Carton, I was like, wait a second.
You know what, guys? I wasn't as shocked to see Carton because somebody could have that sticker with it, but Larry with Spider Bite.
But Larry, so I texted Larry separate. I took a picture, sent it to Larry. Larry goes back to me, he goes, holy crap, you're in Prague. I put that sticker up there myself.
He did it? All
Yeah,
right.
he's the one who put it up
There you go. There you go.
So, yeah, he was very excited to see that.
Yeah.
So now there's, now in that bar, there is a Beer Samurai sticker and a Coastal Brewworks sticker.
There you go.
In
But
Prague.
but this Coastal Brewworks sticker.
That one, not the new one.
Not this Coastal.
Because I just got the new ones. The new ones will start following me on my journeys. So if you're in San Antonio or Austin, after I get there, you might see some of those in some of the breweries if they have sticker walls. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to see we've decided where we're going in August, Johnny.
You did tell me, but why don't you tell everybody else?
Netherlands, Belgium, probably Luxembourg, and Dusseldorf.
Great mustard. Great mustard.
Dusseldorf, really?
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. But the guy who just started for me today, who's working for me, he's from Belgium, and he likes his beer. So I'm going to be getting some good information from him. But you'll start to see some if you get there, and they've got sticker walls where I can throw some stuff. I won't be throwing.
You'll be able to do that, yeah, exactly.
So far to date, I think one of the coolest places that our stickers are probably Temple Bar in Dublin. Mm-hmm. I managed to throw some stuff up there. There's a couple places in Munich where they exist. On a post outside of Weinstefan, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
You will find the stickers. So
there you go.
I do try to keep track of where they are.
Beer Jesus, just to catch up on some comments. Beer Jesus said Newcastle Brown or Hobgoblin best on draft.
Oh God, I love Hobgoblin. I haven't had that in so long.
Been a while, yeah.
Oh, it's been a while. I love that beer.
He said, switching back to sports, the percent is not the answer.
No, he's not.
Put in Milton, then May. Pats do suck. I was against Bill getting the hook.
Everyone was.
Yeah. So there
but
you go.
It is what it is.
And he said, there's a lot of death metal festivals in Prague, believe it or not.
No, I believe
I was like, do death metal and lots of and lots of pills, 100%.
Yep.
And he said, Pat's O-line is pitiful. It is.
We were there.
What's amazing is that the Pats O-line is pitiful. The Giants O-line is not as bad as it's been, and the Giants are still a worse team than the Pats.
Well, that's because Daniel Jones is still a quarterback. Even though he's had some good games,
I think we've all figured out the fact that Daniel Jones is the reason that the Giants are where they are right now. It's not the coaching. It's not anybody else on the team. It's DJ.
And our secondary.
Out of there.
And our secondary.
If anybody's interested in this conversation, tune into the Get On With It Sports podcast tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time,
where you're supposed to be talking sports, but we're back to beer, John.
Where we'll be talking more sports. There you go. We mentioned Dusseldorf. BG said Dusseldorf, Lowensenf. He said great with. Oops,
is that the mustard you were talking about?
Lowensenf. Great with roast beef.
Senf, yes, Senf is mustard in German. Yes.
There you go. And he said for Belgium, go slow. Start with dark chocolate and raisins, and let him try a chunky.
I see where you're going. Yes.
Yeah. He says I still have yet to try Zeugel from Germany. I haven't tried it either yet.
No, neither have I.
And he says, let's be real. NFL is more rigged than modern Vince wrestling. You know what? I didn't want to believe it until like this year. I mean, it's like.
That one non-interference call in the end zone against the Chiefs.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
That was a joke.
And then, I mean, the reel or the meme, not the meme, the reel and the video that really spells it out is the guy that goes to the door from Amazon and he's accepting the package of his brand new Chiefs jersey arriving. And he opens it up and it's a referee shirt.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we did have another day, so to speak, which John triggered a little too early, so we're going to trigger it now. It is World Sake Day. And so I'm going to finish the show.
The show because we got to go in a minute because I'm starving and there's good soup downstairs.
And so this is some of my joy right here. I do like Joy Sake. Is it one of the more refined sake? No, I've got some refined sakes out there, but I'm not opening that yet because it's still sealed. Think about sake. If you've got a couple people that are pouring sake, and drinking sake, sharing sake, you pour it for each other.
Of course.
Right. I'm by myself, so I'm pouring for myself. When you pour sake, one of the traditions of pouring sake, and I think this is more in Korean sake, but I think the Japanese do it too. When you do it and you're pouring with your right hand, you put one hand on your forearm like this. And the reason you do that is because they would have the robes. So they do that, they gather the robes up to the arm, so it didn't get in the sake when you poured it. So you pour it for somebody else, but you hold your right forearm with your left hand, and that's the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So I did pour myself. This is my favorite sake glass right here. It's actually a cast iron teacup, but I like it for sake because it keeps the sake at the temperature I want it to be at.
Of course,
be it cold or be it warm, however you drink your sake. And John, in Japanese, kanpai.
Kanpai. There you go.
Kanpai.
And that is G-Joy sake, right?
Yeah, I love this. Really, really enjoy this. It's a Genmai Ginjo type of style of sake.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing. There are so many styles of sake. Not as many as there are beer, mind you. But when you start getting into the sake world, you start learning that there's all these different variations on it. And then eventually you'll learn which ones you like, which ones you don't like.
Now, how do you drink it? Do you drink it just room temperature, a little warmer?
I drink it room temperature. A lot of people like it warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very enjoyable warmed up. To me, it's a little too... I like to feel the liquid going down my throat. And when you warm up sake, it's almost like drinking air sometimes.
And I believe that some people actually do like it warmed up because of that.
Exactly.
Because of that, right.
But it really depends upon the style. If it's to be drank warm, chilled, or at room temperature.
Yeah.
I like this style at room temperature. I'm probably wrong. I only know enough about sake to know that I know nothing about sake. So...
You only know enough sake to know that you don't know enough about sake.
Yeah,
that is a great fucking statement right there.
But one of these days, I'll delve into it.
There's plenty of people out there that know a little bit about a certain topic and think that they're the.
They know everything.
Yeah,
but there's one dude who thinks he knows everything about sharks.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, wait a second. He does know everything.
He actually does know everything about sharks. But still, fuck that guy. There you go.
But still, fuck that guy.
There you go. And
God, I hope
that is
watching.
correct. That is correct. You know what? He said this a couple minutes ago, so he said it about something else. But I'm going with that. He said it right now.
No, he was talking. Yeah, fuck that guy. he was talking about the Chiefs jersey coming out as a referee jersey.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, of course he was. And he said,
Kanpai. So he knows.
Kanpai. Yeah, Kanpai. To me, real sake is great with mint leaf. That's interesting. I have to have that. I have to try that.
Okay, I have to try that.
I do like sake. I'm not a huge sake fan, but I appreciate a really, really good sake, and I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
So he says, can't do Japanese whiskey. I don't enjoy the lemon rind flavors, and it became a status thing.
He's right, because the dollar value applied to it.
Yeah,
I agree. But I agree with him 100% when it comes to the single malt whiskeys that the Japanese produce. What I do enjoy from the Japanese are the rice whiskeys, because that's staying in their lane.
Yeah,
this is doing what they know.
Right.
Because sake, let's face it, it's rice beer, so they're basically making rice beer and distilling into whiskey. Those are enjoyable to me. They're single malts. If I want a single malt, I'm drinking a Scotch. I'm sorry.
Right.
No offense to the Japanese. There's so many things you do that I love, but I'm not.
There are a couple that I've had that are not bad. They're pretty good actually, but no. But I'm not going out of my way for those. I'm having.
No. But the rice, I do enjoy the rice whiskeys. And the thing about the rice whiskey, you have to let that breathe for a little bit, let that settle down. It can be a little harsh.
Exactly. And then he says, well, I drink and I know things. So there you go.
That's a Game of Thrones reference right there.
Game of Thrones reference right there. And I one particular years ago, and I did, I just said, I wish Germany brought more alcohols toward the States. We need more responsibly priced.
Reasonably. Well, and the other thing about it is, and the one reason I wish we got more stuff from Germany is because what this country thinks of what schnapps are is so damn wrong.
It's not schnapps. No,
schnapps are not supposed to be these sugary, sweet things that you use to get, the co-ed into your room with you. That's not what schnapps are.
That's not schnapps.
Schnapps are really something that is going to make you gasp and should put hair on your chest, regardless of who you are. Right. Schnapps is a bracing alcohol, but some of the flavored ones are absolutely amazing because they're not sweetened. These are not foo-foo pinky out drinks.
No, not at all.
These are toss it back, do that, and move on to the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I would love to see more of that.
All right. and which he did say, no, they're actual literal nightmare hangovers.
You talk about U.S. schnapps, yes.
U.S. schnapps, yeah.
Because
because of the sugar, it's the sweet. It's the
the higher the sugar content that you have in something, the worse.
The bigger the headache you're going to get.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So, anyway, all right.
On that note,
I'm
prompting you.
On that note,
that's how John closes the show. On that note, we will close the show tonight.
Listen, I want to say one thing to Beer Jesus. Definitely tune back in, and we'll talk. And you know what? I would love to get our Doug. Doug is a long time listener.
Doug will never come on the show.
He will never come on the show.
He is camera shy beyond belief.
I want to see who we can get on the show first, Doug or Beer Jesus.
We'll probably get Beer Jesus on
Beer Jesus on the show.
Doug will never come on the show.
Exactly. And he said, worst hangover I had was blackberry brandy and Spot Optimator with chocolate covered raisins.
I agree with the blackberry brandy. And
I know somebody that loves blackberry brandy, and
downstairs.
Downstairs.
He's pointing downstairs. He's not pointing at his Johnson.
I didn't say here. I said here. I went out here. I was there.
Okay, over there.
There you go.
But blackberry brandy
with lime rum. Oh my God! Oh yeah, that's giving me a hangover just talking about it.
That must have been a very colorful
hangover.
No, expectoration.
Expectoration. There you go. Time. He said, I can be free when I can't drive in my lifetime due to my autism, so I need to take time. There you go.
Okay.
It was New Year's. There you go. That totally makes sense. There we go.
But blackberry brandy.
Right.
I don't drink the stuff anymore because of the hangover I had from it.
Gotcha. Beer Jesus, I'm going to follow you on Facebook, and we'll follow you back from the Lager Room, and we'll talk. But I want to thank everybody for watching the show for today. We'll wrap it up.
And while he's wrapping it up, I may pour some Malort.
Have another Malort. There you go. For those of you just listening to the audio podcast,
this is for Doug.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, there you go, X and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, CastBox. These are Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And
I'm tired for you right now.
And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you'll never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Doug and Beer Jesus, thank you guys for commenting on and really pushing our show. This was great. I loved it.
And putting in a lot of filler for us, considering we didn't have a guest.
You know what? I mean, amazing. And it was great to talk about it. And once again, we will be posting a lot of those links for Asheville on our Facebook page. And please pay attention. Go there, click through them, go there, do what you can. And seriously, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, I've kept up the Zillicoa site for the donations. So in the morning, when I'm sober, so I don't give them everything in my bank account, because I would do that right now. Yeah. But so there are some donation sites out there. Look at that. Keep them in your thoughts, and when Asheville gets back on their feet, flood in, support them.
We'll go down once they're back on their feet and they're up and running. We're going. We'll organize a trip. We'll all go. There you go.
Yeah, we got to do something. Maybe we'll rent a bus or something.
We'll do.
Get down there. We've got enough peeps.
All right.
All
right.
And oh God, and the biscuit place, Biscuit Head.
Biscuit Head. Yeah.
They have 3 locations, so at least 1 or 2 of them had to survive.
Well, the one over in the west side probably did.
Yeah, that's the one I went to. And then there was
there's the one by the hospital there on Hendersonville Road. That's right near the Arts District, but it's up on the hill a little bit.
Up on the hill. They might be okay. We'll see. It depends on what. But yeah. Oof.
We'll see. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week. Pay attention to Facebook.
Okay, so next week's show.
Hold on. They can just pay attention to the Facebook page. We don't have to announce it now. Whatchamacallit. But pay attention. But We pay attention to Facebook. Stop. Pay attention to Facebook for the articles for Asheville. Seriously.
You know I look forward to this show every year.
All right. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. We'll talk to you next week. Take care. Cheers.